everyone. Welcome to day 4 of our Finding Joy Masterclass, how to align your business, both Facebook and YouTube. And we'll get ready to take off here. They're just double checking, making sure everything's working. You know, there's a lot of moving parts in these live streams. So we just want to make sure that I don't start sharing all that great information until we know that we're live everywhere. Okay, thumbs up. We're live in both places. So welcome to day 4. I've got my trusty cup of hot tea today. So hopefully we won't have a repeat of yesterday. I actually was supposed to do an Instagram live. I usually do them every Thursday at 8 a.m. and I canceled it this morning because I thought I've got to save my voice for the masterclass. So I really have not spoken to anyone other than, obviously I've been doing emails and getting ready for the class, but I've just really been saving my voice. Hey, Sherry, good to see you. Yes, excited to have you here today. Hi, Mickey. Yeah, I know. Mickey, I had to make a choice. I had to make a choice as to whether I was going to do Instagram Live or maybe cough all the way through this masterclass. So I thought I would just let Instagram Live go today. So we've got a great class planned. We've got some incredible guests that I've invited to join us. It's not just going to be all about me today, because this is really all about you anyway. You guys know that. I've been here all week. You can tell that I'm really here to serve and support you. Anybody that's viewing us from Facebook, please give StreamYard permission to use your name, because we've got a big giveaway coming today. Yes, at the end of this broadcast. And I can't put you in the running for a giveaway when you make comments unless you let us know who you are. So I see a Facebook user who just said hi there. So go ahead and let StreamYard know, and so that we can get you in the comments, because we are going to do a giveaway. And again, the comments are really what makes this masterclass so beautiful. I know everybody who's been here every day this week knows that by now, right? That is what really brings out the genius, the dharma, the energy, the power, because I'm giving you great information, but it's what you get from it, and then you share with all the other women that are here. That's really the gold, right? That's what I love about bringing a group of women together. All right. Hi, Katri. Was that you? All right. We're glad you're here. Fantastic. So again, get in the comments and share with us what you're learning, what you've been thinking about. How was your journal prompt? Answering those questions again last night. We're going to get into that this afternoon. But let me do a quick recap of our 4 days together, the last 3 days, and what we're going to do today. Let me just give you a real quick recap. And of course, we're going to be together again tomorrow, same time, same place. So Monday, we spent time on awareness, right? The first step to align. And I think everybody here's really grown into their awareness, because we've gotten some great comments of how just having that morning practice starting on Monday, how it's actually transformed your week. So can you imagine how your business and you personally as a leader, how it's going to transform when you use it every single day? I mean, that's the key right there. So we spent time on that on Monday. On Tuesday, remember, we really moved into the ask portion of alignment, because once you're aware, you can ask yourself the questions. You can ask yourself those essential questions, because when we're not aware, we don't give ourselves the right answers. So you started asking yourself those essential questions, which I'll review in a couple of minutes. I want to say hi to Katja. Hi, Katja. Good to see you here. What time is it in Germany? Thanks for joining us. I think it's dinner time. So we're so glad you're here, but don't start drinking wine just yet. Hang with me here so you get all this great information. All right. So every time that you come onto StreamYard, you have to give them permission again. So sorry. It's not our software. It's just what we've chosen to use. And you have to tell them every single time. So sorry for that. But if you will, 9 p.m. Okay. Maybe you have your jammies on. If it were 9 p.m. here, I'd have my pajamas on. All right. So yesterday we talked about creating that vision. Okay. Because when you've become aware and you have asked yourself the essential questions, you are primed and ready to create a vision for what matters most. Notice I didn't say create a vision. I said create a vision for what matters most in your business, because with awareness and asking those essential questions, you start to know what's happening inside of you. You start to understand where your power system lies. You start to understand where your dharma, your superpower comes from, right? So many times in business, we can become frustrated. We can become challenged. We can become confused. And why is that? You know, I've been in business for 30 plus years. I'm not going to say how many, but 30 plus. Maybe I'll tell you how many in a little bit, but 30 plus years, right? And there's been a lot of frustration. There's been a lot of success, but there's been a lot of challenges. There's been a lot of frustrations. I've made more mistakes than I think anybody here. I'm sure of it. And you get frustrated. And so when we get frustrated, we don't answer the questions and we don't create the vision that's right for us. We create the vision that we think that we ought to have or that we should have or what might work, because, you know, it looks like it's working. It looks like it's working for Susan. So if it's working for Susan, maybe it'll work. So I just wanted to throw that in again today, because you're now on the right track. You've been going through this process with me. So yesterday we started answering those questions, and I want you to give yourself some applause. I want you to pat yourself on the back. You know, showing up for anything every single day it might sound, for you, it might have been easy because you made the commitment. Maybe you're the type of person who makes great commitments. You're going to be successful in business. But most people can't commit to anything. But you've been here every day. I've seen your comments in this Facebook group or on YouTube. And I'm telling you, it's going to pay off. It's going to pay off because now we're getting into action. And when we feel aware and when we feel powerful and when we feel at peace, we also have, remember on Monday, I talked about that energy, that magnetic energy. When you have a magnetic energy, people will be attracted to you. They will be attracted to your service. They'll be attracted to your product. They'll be attracted to everything you're doing, because magnetic energy is not something that's, it's kind of in short supply these days. You know, most of the people that you run into, they're just buying whatever the media is selling them. They're just, you know, looking at things with the glass half full. Half empty. But this group, you guys have been half full all week, and I'm so proud of you. So I want you to pat yourself on the back and congratulate yourself, because it means a lot. Okay? Leave your comments. I know Sherry just made a comment. I want to read that one. There was an opportunity to open up a dialogue on strategy with my hubby. Oh, I would like to have been on that one. On some personal deadlines. I love this. Had him pick one top priority for today and set a time limit. Gosh, we had success rather than an impasse. Sherry, let me tell you, that's worth the price of admission. Wow. Do you see how it's changing your family? See, when a woman commits to alignment, because let's face it, ladies, we do run the world. We run the world. We're going to continue running the world. We make the world go round because we are the ones that just make things happen. And when you're aligned, you know, we've been talking a lot about business, but when you're aligned, it doesn't just happen in your business. You see, it's happening in Sherry's family, in the relationship with her husband. It'll happen in the relationship with your significant other. It's going to change the relationship you have with your team. It's going to change the relationship you have with your children, because you're going to be a model for them. No matter how old your children are, whether they're still at home or whether they're in college, they're going to see the difference in you, and they will model that. I promise you. So this is about this work that you're doing here with me this week. This is powerful. This is important. This isn't about just spending, 5 hours with me this week and then maybe feeling a little bit better about your business. This is going to transform you if you do it every single day, right? It's going to transform you. So I love this. So let's look at page 13 of your workbook. And remember, the two essential questions that we worked on are, what is it that you are not going to wait on any longer for the right time? Remember, we talked about regrets and we talked about waiting for the right time. You know what? I've done this before in my life. That's why I can talk about it so openly and with transparency. How many times have you said, oh, I want to do that, but I've just got to wait for the right time. You know what? The right time never comes. I said it before and I'll say it again. There's never a right time to become a mother. There's never a right time to start a business. There's just never a right time for much of anything. So what has to happen is you sit in your power, you feel the peace, and you move forward. You have that energy, right? And so I'd love to hear if anybody wants to share, what is it that you're no longer waiting for the right time? If there's something anyone wants to share, would love to see that on the screen in the comments. The second question is, what is it that you are committed to start doing, even though you don't really know how to get started, right? What is it that you're finally going to commit to that you really have been longing for, dreaming about, that you want to do? And you don't really even know how to get started, but you're going to. I want to share with you a quote from Taylor Swift. Yesterday, she delivered the commencement speech to NYU. She said many brilliant things, and you could certainly watch it, I'm sure, on YouTube or somewhere later. But one of the things that she said was this: never be ashamed of trying. Never be ashamed of trying. Wow, are those wise words indeed? We should be eager. She talked about eagerness. You should be eager, and you should always be looking to grow, and you should always be trying and working towards what it is you really want, whatever vision is for you. People who are and I want to share something with you, because again, it can get back to that fear. That fear can creep in. Let me tell you, it's looking for every nook and cranny you've got. But when you are aligned, you can just wave fear off pretty easily. But you have to understand that people who are success-oriented, people who are growth-oriented, people who champion you, people who care about you, those people, when you try something, even though it might not go exactly as planned, you might fall down, those people are going to encourage you to get up again. Only people who are not growth-oriented, only people who don't really care about your success, those are the only people on the planet who are going to say something like, "Oh, I told you so. I saw a lot of issues with that. I don't know why you did that." Okay, those people, we want to just like sort of shove them out of the way, slowly but surely. Because look at Taylor Swift. I think it would be hard for anybody here to argue how successful she has become. And she talked about all the challenges that she's had. So she's a role model for us all. And she thinks that you should always be proud of yourself for trying something new. All right. So I listened to it and I thought, oh my gosh, that was one of our questions yesterday. How apropos. Fantastic. Hey, Gail, finally recognizing what I don't like to do or not good at and getting others better qualified. Yes. She started someone part-time yesterday. And you know what? Gail's going to be a role model for that person, because she's showing how she can let go of things, because she wants to lead in other areas where she's strong, where her genius is, where her superpower is. I got to tell you, these are great comments. Just fills me up, just fills my heart to know that just in 4 days, and we're not even finished with the class, all these changes that you're making. I just love it. Okay, so now let's talk for a minute. And we talked about this yesterday, but I want to review it because it's really important before we dive back in to the goal setting and the quarterly goals. There are 3 reasons why most people don't reach their vision, their intention, or their goal. 3 reasons. Okay. And here they are. So the first one is, number 1, you didn't write it down. Okay. You didn't write it down. Research shows that 42%, listen to this. Research shows that 42% of goals that are written down are achieved just by writing it down. Can you believe that? You know why? Because right here, we try to keep everything right here. And you see, that doesn't work. Okay. That doesn't help us reach the goal. So I want you to start writing them down. And I know you're doing that because that's going to be part of your Finding Joy focused activity tonight. But write the goals down, because you're 42% more likely to achieve the goal. All right. What's the second reason why sometimes we don't achieve the goal? We don't tell anyone. We keep it a secret. right? We keep it a secret. You know why? We keep goals a secret sometimes because we're afraid. We've got that fear and we're just not sure it's going to work out. And so we're thinking, well, I don't want to embarrass myself in front of my best friend or my colleagues or maybe my husband or, I just don't want to embarrass myself, right? I don't want everyone to find out. But let me tell you, telling someone what your goals are or what your goal is, it immediately starts a domino effect for accountability. And it is amazing to me how quickly things start to happen when I broadcast my goal. Okay. It's happened to me over the years, and I want it to happen for you too. You want to tell someone, but here's a little hint. Who do you tell? You tell the people who are champions for you. You tell the people who are positive. You tell other entrepreneurs who you see out there every day working to become more successful, to grow their business. That's who you tell. You know why? Because those people are trying new things too, all the time, right? So that's the second one. The third reason is, which is what we've been talking about, you didn't break it down. You didn't break it down. Sometimes people will say, well, here's a quick example. I want to buy a house by the ocean. Or a condo. I want to live by the ocean. Okay. So you say, I'm going to buy a condo by the ocean. So maybe you wrote it down and maybe you told someone, but then it just sits there, right? So we have to break it down into steps. We have to say, okay, then where, by what ocean, right? By when? Let's start looking at condos in that area. How much does it cost? What would the down payment be? Let's start looking at my business. Where can I save money for that? Do you see where I'm going with this? You take the goal and you break it down, which is what we worked on a little bit yesterday, and we're going to go back to working on it now. So you ladies are not going to make this mistake. You're not going to have this problem. You're not going to make these 3 mistakes because you're going to write them down. You're going to tell someone. Some of you have already shared some things here yesterday, I know, and I'm so excited for you. The podcast, the audiobook, such great stuff to drive your business forward. So worthwhile. So you're going to tell someone. You've already told me, and I'm sure you'll tell other people. And now let's look at breaking it down. So I know you've got your page 13 in the workbook, but I want to share something with you that I just came up with this morning. Okay. In order to achieve your vision, your intention, your mission, your big goal, we have to look at everything daily, weekly, and monthly. Okay. Daily, weekly, and monthly. And that's breaking it down into these bite-sized pieces. And that's why you'll notice in the workbook, we have your goal sheet in quarters. We don't have it, yearly, because yearly goal setting does not work. Telling you 30 something years doing this, it doesn't work. You have to say what the goal is right up here, but then you've got to layer it every quarter. What am I going to do this quarter? What am I going to do next quarter? Okay. And you're going to hear from somebody in just a few minutes who has lived by the quarterly goal setting. She's the longest client I've ever had in my business. She's going to share with you how she has lived by the quarterly goal setting for years, and she reaches her goals. So let's look at this. Let's say daily that you take one action step. Remember, I didn't say spend all day. I didn't say spend 3 hours. I said take one action step every single day towards this new vision, this new intention. Okay? You take one action step. Now, if you do that every day, take the weekends off. That means that you've taken 5 action steps every week. You took 5 action steps every single week if you take one action step a day, okay? And what does that equate to? I'm going to get you guys really excited because I'll bet you haven't thought about this. I just had like an aha moment this morning for you. It means that you've taken 20 action steps in a month. Can you imagine what's going to happen in your business if you take 20 action steps in a month? And take the weekends off. But let's just dial it back a little bit. Let's just say that you don't take an action step. Let's say you only take it 3 times a week. Okay. Let's say you only take that action step 3 times a week. You still have taken 12 action steps that month. Do you see what commitment to a goal that's broken down into bite-sized pieces can do for you? And when you look at other people sometimes with their success, you think, how did they do it? This is how they do it. I can promise you, this is how they do it. They break it down into steps that they keep track of, that they work on every single day, and they course correct. All right. Would love to hear some more comments. I know Sherry said her last night's questions helped her make some decisions on her website. Indecision has held me back. Indecision holds everybody back. I will tell you, indecision is one of the things that can really hold us back in our business. And we talked about that earlier this week about decision making, getting the best information, making a decision, and course correcting. So look, it's fantastic. So I want to take just a couple minutes to talk about, I think on page 3 of your workbook. Sorry, I'm sending you guys all over the place in the workbook today. But by now, 4 days in, I know you guys know this workbook backwards and forwards. But on page 3, you know that I have my vision, my mission, and my intention for finding joy every day. It's really about me helping 100 women, and those 100 women just helping 10 women. And if all those women just helped all those other women become aligned, we'll serve 1 million women in 5 years. Okay. And so one of the things that I know that I have to do is I have to do more of this. I have to broadcast because I've got to reach more women in other places, but I also have to work with some women privately to help them align their businesses and their lives so that they can become ambassadors. Because some people are going to align and they're going to go on and help other women, but we're also looking for women who can really help us spread the word and become ambassadors, but build their business and become successful. And that's part of the alignment and finding joy, is showing other women what's possible, right? So I'm going to just take a couple minutes, and then I want to introduce you to my 2 guests. I want to take a couple minutes and share something with you that my team and I have developed. You are the very first group to hear this. No one has heard this before, so you're the first. And we have really put our heads together. We're all committed to this vision, and we just came up with a new program over the last month, and it's called Align Platinum 180. And I am so proud of this program because I believe that it is the most hands-on, supportive, comprehensive program for women who want to be aligned in their businesses in the industry. I don't think there's anything else out there. And I'll just tell you a little bit about it. And then my team will put the link to go read more about it in the chat, and you can take a look there. But this is a hybrid program, which is going to have lots of one-to-one time with me weekly. You'll be talking with me weekly and also privately. There's going to be access to our popular Align online membership community. Whew, some of these women are here. You've already met them. You know, Gail is here. You're going to meet a few more of them today. Mickey, Becky. There's just quite a few women that have been with us all week that are in this group. You talk about powerhouses. Okay, you talk about women who are ready to help you solve your challenges and are really working towards building aligned businesses. This is where they are. And we get together the first 3 Wednesdays of every month. So that's part of this program. You have monthly private calls with me to really look at deepening your awareness, asking the right questions for that month, and taking the right action. Every week, you'll talk with me about weekly accountability check-in calls. We're going to have those too so that you can stay on course. We also, there's just so much. In our private membership group, we have interviews with guest speakers. On June 1st, we have an employment law attorney coming to talk to us about hiring and firing and how to stay the heck out of hot water with people that work with us. And there's so much to it. You can read about it. And if you're, if you know this is a fit for you, you can take action on it. But if you're saying, gosh, I'd really like to talk to Joy a little more, a little in depth to see if this is a fit for me, then all you need to do is reach out to Kathy. She's here in the chat, and you can also email her. Reach out to Kathy on the team. She's got my calendar, and we can set up a time to talk about this to see if it's a fit for you. And you want to do it right away, because here's why. Next Wednesday, I think that's May 27th, we are going to, we have a bonus for this Align Platinum 180 for women who take advantage of it right now or before May 27th. You're going to be given a private mountain retreat with me here in Park City. It's where I've been this whole week. I've been here for a couple of weeks, and everything is included. You'll have a private strategy day with me, and everything is included except your transportation, your flight or your whatever to get here to meet me in Park City, your accommodations, your meals, everything. And the place where I'm going to be is close to really low impact hiking. I mean, the places that you will see it's going to change your life. Being in the mountains it's how I'm here with you today. It's changed me. Thank you so much, Gail. So if you want to talk with me to find out if this is a fit for you, at this current time, I'm only taking 3 women into the program because it's really, I'm serving in a very big way. You're getting service and support from me every single week. On Mondays, I lead the journaling and stillness every Monday morning for the group. On Wednesdays, we meet as a group, the Align community. On Wednesday afternoons, we'll be doing our accountability check-in calls to stay aligned. And then you meet with me monthly, one-to-one, to talk about your business. So I'm really proud of it. I think this is how we're going to create our ambassadors, more women successful in business to move forward and share this Align method. And so if you're interested, please let us know. I'd be happy to talk to you about it. Now, I want to introduce you, take a couple minutes and introduce you because they're so inspiring, these women, and it's just going to, I think, inspire you. I want to introduce you first to my oldest and dearest client. She's been with me longer. We've really, you know what, her business, we've grown up together. I think we've grown up together in our business. I'm going to bring her on and then we're going to, there we go, BB Goldstein. Hey, BB.
Hi.
She just got back. Talk about alignment. She has been in business for how many years, BB?
We've been in business this past February for 15 years now.
15 years. And I think BB and I have been working together. I've lost count, maybe 13 of those years.
Yeah, since 2008. Okay, so 14 years, actually. Yeah. It'll be 14 years in October that we've been working together.
And she just came back from Verona, Italy, a month in Verona, Italy. Mm-hmm. You know why? Because she's aligned her business, she's aligned her team, and it gave her the opportunity to get away. So, BB, tell us about your business.
So Buying Time is a virtual assistant company. We provide support for small business owners. And actually, interestingly enough, we've been getting a lot of larger businesses using us for some project stuff. But we support those businesses with them being able to kind of hand off their administrative and marketing and the task things that they're, the entrepreneurs are wearing multiple hats doing, right? Everything from answering emails in email inboxes to posting on social media, handling email marketing, to bookkeeping. So we can be their entire back office and be their full team by them hiring one company.
That's right. And you started out with just, I think, like by yourself, and then you had one team member, but you have a pretty large team now, right?
We do. We actually, it was me and a business partner. And that's a story for another time with Joy. But we started off as a personal assistant service, if you remember.
That's right.
And so as a personal assistant service, we would walk dogs, buy groceries, do dry cleaning pickups, you name it. That's what we did. So a lot of what our business had evolved from that was actually at the same event that I met Joy at, where we had a client that was speaking at that same event, and we ended up doing a PowerPoint for her. And then I get this whole world of virtual assistants opened up. So it was me, my business partner, and one other team member who was a contractor at the time. Business partner has gone away, the contractors have gone away, and now we are at 12 team members now.
I know. And her business has gone, she has built this company into the multiple 6 figures. I mean, her business doesn't look anything like it used to look. It's just such a powerhouse. She's so well known. And one of the things that I will say about BB and how she's reached this goal is she's always been committed to working on making sure her leadership is aligned. She's grown as a leader. I've watched her for 14 years. I know how she's grown as a leader over the years, and every year she just keeps making those, leaps. And, BB, one of the things that I didn't even plan to ask you this, but it just came up. You are really a stickler for this quarterly goal setting. Could you just speak to that for just a moment? Because that's what we've been talking about.
Yeah, absolutely. So, whenever, in all the years that I have been coaching with Joy, we always have this session in the beginning of the year that allows me to kind of lay out my year. And one of the things for me is that it makes it so much easier to take that, whatever those goals are from the year, and then chunk them out into my quarters. And then I take that quarter and I chunk that out into the 3 months that is there. I do that with revenue. I do it with team goals. I do it with, and my operations manager has kind of gotten on board with it as well, because she understands that that's how my brain works. And I figure out that, if my goal is to make $500,000 in a year, and I can break that down into the four quarters, and then figure out, okay, well, we have ebbs and flows in each of these quarters. So, this quarter may have, 125,000 that I need to make, where this quarter is going to be 150,000. And it's just based on what we know seasonally in our business. So that quarterly planning for me kind of helps to keep me grounded, because it's kind of like, when you try to lose weight and you go like, oh, I want to lose 40 pounds, right? Like for me, I got to have that weight. So in order to do that in the next year, I need to lose 10 pounds a quarter. And if that's how I'm doing it, how do I get that 3.25 pounds every month? Because it helps me to reach those little baby goals to get to the bigger goal.
Yes, I love that. So see, the 3 steps, she always writes it down. You know what? She always tells other people, because she's telling her whole team. She's always sharing it with me. And then she does those bite-sized pieces. So BB, as we just wrap up here, I just love this. You've got such a good energy. What would you leave these women with? Why do you feel it's so important and essential for women to have what I'll call, we can say coaching, but a thinking partner in their business, and other women who are committed to alignment?
Well, this isn't going to sound nice when it comes out. So I'm going to it's going to sound a little off-putting. But I think that one of the biggest things that happens, and where I see people fail in so many things that they try to do, is ego. And when you feel that you know everything, or that you could do everything yourself, or that you don't need guidance, or that you don't need somebody to bounce ideas off of so that they can go, are you crazy? Or tell you, oh my God, why didn't you do that years ago? Whatever it is, it's that thing that keeps me grounded again, about knowing that I don't have all the answers. I don't want to go through life thinking that I have all the answers. I'm a sponge for learning. I could tell you a little bit about so many different things, but I absolutely know that I can't do this alone. And why not do it with somebody who is also very focused on being better in their business? Right. I tend to see, because of my business, we work with a lot of people in the coaching type of world. And I have a tendency of seeing people who get to that level and have, their own clients, and now have decided not to work on their own businesses in that way. They've gotten very complacent in where they are. And that's not what I want. And I got to tell you that in all of the years that we have been working together, one of the things that has been amazing to me has been the evolution of Joy and Smart Women, Smart Solutions. I mean, the things that we've gone through over the years, and that I've been able to participate in, has helped my business and helped me, because you're going to make the mistake before I will. I'm going to learn it. Right? Or somebody else in the group has already experienced it. And that's the thing, is like, there's so much knowledge out there, and there's so many things that somebody else has experienced. Why am I going to put myself through the pain and the heartache of learning that same mistake if I don't need to?
Yes. Yes, well said. Wise words indeed. I love it. Thank you so much for taking time out of your valuable day to come on and share with these women, because they're learning from you. Thank you so much, BB.
Always love seeing everybody
All right. Have a great afternoon.
too.
All right. So now that was BB. Isn't she amazing? Her business has just grown by leaps and bounds, but because she's committed to the alignment of every aspect of her business. So now I'm going to bring on Jen Cox, and Jen has a company she has a couple companies, but it's called Mama Osa. I'll let her tell you. But Jen is one of our Align online membership community members, and she's always there almost every Monday for the stillness and journaling. So Jen, first off, welcome. And I'd love for you just to share with everybody your business.
Can everybody hear me okay? Like everyone can hear me? Okay. Hi, my name is Jen Cox. I am a small business owner. Mama Osa started off as a very small business selling socks and tees. And we had a hook, which was tie-dyeing. And now that very small concept has grown into a drop shipping tie-dye business, which now has evolved into a virtual event business and in-person experience-based company. And then we also have a third arm of our business that we manufacture now for private label companies, restaurant conglomerates, and larger companies. So that's done both domestically and overseas. So,
and I want to say that Jen started her business. She was, she was in corporate America for many years, had a hugely successful corporate career, and she started her business during the pandemic, right? Yeah. And just continued to grow and grow and grow. So I'd love to get your perspective, Jen, on how the Align membership community, how this has helped you for the last 2 years, and also maybe talk a little bit about the Monday morning stillness and journaling.
The list is pretty long for me as far as like what you personally have done and the group has done. Like Joy said, I came from corporate America, so I always had a team. Either how small it was like 12 people all the way up to like 25 to 30. And we always had a group of people to kind of celebrate your wins, strategize, problem solve, and get the jobs done. And so now being an entrepreneur and sitting at my kitchen table, there's a whole new, subset of challenges when you want to talk to somebody and you're looking at yourself in the mirror. So I was on my own. I met a woman that introduced me to this group, and I'm so fortunate that happened, because it was almost like my board of directors. I could share some of the challenges I was going through. And even though all of us come from these very diverse product or, backgrounds of business, it's such a support group. And then with Joy's wisdom and insight and leadership, I mean, it's like someone constantly kind of tapping you on the back, reminding you of things that you should be doing that, that are just wonderful, like reminders, right? Mm-hmm. So that's really what's kept me in check. And then to be able to share and to get the feedback, especially during COVID, when you were so kind of alone, is I guess the best way to explain it. And I didn't feel that way. So that was a really big win for me. And then once you introduced, I don't even know how long ago we started the Monday mornings, but
it's been a little over a year, I think.
The Monday mornings for me, just the practices. Like I'll tell you, I tell people that ask me, they're like, how are you doing what you're doing? And I'm all, dude, I've got the planner, I've got my journal, I've got the list, and really what Mondays does for me is it kicks me off, and it just kicks me off into this mindset for my week of like, this is what I can do. This is how I'm going to do it. And this is how I'm going to tackle my day. And it just helps me set me up for success. Mm. Sometimes, obviously there's ebbs and flows to your business, right? There's things that happen. There's stressful situations that happen. But I feel like with our methods that I've learned, it really kind of puts things into perspective to start fresh a new day, to list it out, to get all the doubt, the challenges, everything that you go through as an entrepreneur. That process kind of helps weed it out so that you can keep on moving forward. And believe you me, like we've all had our challenges, our setbacks. one of my favorite things that Joy has asked, on some of her podcasts is like, what do you do to get out of things when you're, when you failed supposedly and you're in that fetal position, and, and some of these practices that you teach really do help, motivate you through challenges in life. So I could appreciate it more.
Oh, thank you, Jen. And, Jen talked about the versatility of the group. We've got, so Jen's in, products and manufacturing. We have, BB's a virtual assistant. We have lawyers. We have doctors. We have, other coaches. We have, it just runs that we have people who are developing apps. There's just so many different types of people in healthcare, senior care. We've got so many different types. And I think that that's what makes the group so powerful, is because you're getting perspectives from every different industry, right? And that's what has been so helpful. So I really appreciate you coming on to talk about our community and about the Monday mornings. And I'm going to let you get back to your busy business, and I will talk to you soon. But thank you so much for being here.
No problem. My pleasure.
All right. Okay. So I hope that was inspiring. I hope that you got to hear from some other women besides me about how this alignment process really works. You get to see it in action, right? Alignment in action. I've been talking about it. I've been sharing stories, but that's alignment in action right there. Those two women. You saw what's happened in their business. So let's get back. I want to circle back to this quarterly goal training and creating this vision. I want to get back to the teaching and training for a few minutes because I want to make sure that we get that really cemented down, because tomorrow, you don't want to miss tomorrow. Tomorrow, I'm going to show you some visualization and manifesting in action tips that are fast and quick. If you've ever created a vision board, you know that they work. I've created many, but I have a shortcut, and I'm going to share it with you tomorrow. I have a shortcut on visualization that's going to work, and I have some real examples of how I've brought it into life in my own life, how it's come to pass. Then the other thing we're going to do tomorrow is I want to take you through every day of the week in your calendar. I want to talk to you about what you do on Mondays, Tuesdays, Wednesdays, Thursdays, Fridays. I also want to talk about mastering your energy levels. We all have different energy levels, and I want to help you understand how to attract those energy levels and know when yours are highest for your creativity. So tomorrow's going to be so powerful. But let's talk for a little bit more about this goal setting. So I know that everyone's been answering the questions. Thank you, Katri. Thanks for us sharing that. I thought they were amazing, both women. I'm just so fond of both of them. They're both very growth oriented, and they always want to do the right things to grow their business and to help their communities. They're both those women are very active in their communities. So in any case, let's get back to this goal setting. I want you to look at the way that you answered your questions. And I want you to start fleshing out, kind of like what BB talked about, start fleshing out the steps to make this happen. I know that one of the women in the class, Katya, she wants to start a podcast. So start listing out, what are the steps I need to take? And of course, the first step is, why do you want to start a podcast? When you answer the why, then you can determine what type of podcast you want it to be. Is it just you talking and teaching and training? Is it interview style? Maybe it's a hybrid. I do a hybrid. She's got Moxie. We're going to be 5 years old. I can't believe it. 5 years old in October 25th, I think. No, September 25th. Sorry. And our podcast is a hybrid. I interview a lot of women business owners, and I also do teaching and training. You can do both. And then I know that Sherry mentioned that she wanted to have that audiobook. Start looking at, what would the chapters be in my audiobook? What would I begin with? How would I get started with that? Pick up your phone, start dictating a few things and see what comes out. And then look for a software to transcribe it. That's the key right there. I think I mentioned to everybody, we use rev.com, but this is not an advertisement for rev.com. This is, you should pick whatever you want. We just chose that, and it's worked out well for us, but there's so many of them out there. Thanks, Gail. Yeah, they did such a great job. So it's about choosing what you feel is going to align your business moving forward. What is that vision? What is that mission? What is that intention that is going to drive my business forward in the next 90 to 160 days, 180 days? What I want to see you accomplish more than anything, I want to see you raising your glass at the end of this year, celebrating whatever this was, whether it's a podcast, how many episodes could you get out there and into the world by December 31st of 2022, right? If it's your audiobook, seeing it like in print and having that visualization, which we'll go over tomorrow, visualizing people listening to it, right? So it's about visualizing and then manifestation in action, which I'm going to talk about that a lot tomorrow, the manifestation in action. But it's just now we've moved into the action part. Remember that Einstein said vision without execution is merely hallucination. So we want to now move into that action phase. We keep practicing our awareness every single day, but now we move into that action part of what's the next action step that I can take? What's the very next step I need to take to make this happen? All right, so I think we're pretty clear on what's happening tomorrow. I'm going to send you your Finding Joy focused activity. That will come this afternoon in your replay email. Don't forget that if you would like to talk with me, have a private conversation with me about our Align Platinum 180 program, just reach out to Kathy. She has my calendar. She'll schedule you in. I have some time this afternoon, tomorrow morning, and then tomorrow afternoon after we're together here for the class. The reason why we're scheduling some calls today and tomorrow is because I don't want you to miss this mountain retreat bonus that is going to be in effect till next Wednesday, May 27th. And so why do we put a deadline on it? Because we're actually going to start opening up this mountain retreat to a larger audience of people in our community. And because you heard about this program first and you've been with me all this week, I wanted to give you the chance to take action or get the opportunity to get in first, because obviously we only have so many dates that we can book the mountain retreats, right? So if you're interested, I would love to talk with anyone here about the program. Love to work with you on it. But let's end this so we give you your action steps. I want you to really practice your awareness, and we'll send this afternoon in the replay. And I want you to really start to write down. Remember, writing down, you have a 42% chance of actually realizing that goal. Start writing down. I want to create an audiobook. I want to get my website up and running. I want to create a podcast, and just start writing down all the steps that you think you need to take. Because remember, it's good to take the next step, even though you're not sure it's going to work. And you can always ask me questions. By the way, if you have a question about, I've written a book. It isn't in audio, but I did write a book. If you have a question about that, you can put that in our private Facebook group. Katya, if you have a question about the podcast, don't hesitate to go into our private Facebook group and ask the question. I'll be over there this afternoon and tomorrow morning, and I'll answer it. So I just want everybody here to feel so supportive. That's what we're all about. That's what my team's all about. And I guess it's time for the giveaway, huh? All right, let me look through here. Boy, we had quite a few comments today. Oh my goodness, let's see. And today we are going to give away, I think our giveaway today, my team and I were vacillating back and forth. So I'm not going to say what they both are, because we might make the other one for tomorrow. But today we're going to give away, I think, a Starbucks card. How's that? Starbucks card. So today we're going to give away a $25 Starbucks card. And I think today the lucky winner of this Starbucks card, as I look through this, wow. I think it's going to be Gail Shenbaum. Gail, you're going to be the lucky recipient of, you put some good comments in there today. So Gail is going to be the lucky winner of a $25 Starbucks card. Kathy will be in touch about how to get that to you. And tomorrow we're going to have another giveaway. So be here. But the most important thing, of course, the giveaways are so fun. I just love doing them. But the most important thing is I want you to come tomorrow ready, having written down the steps you think you need to take. And then I want to talk with you about my visualization tricks and tips. They just take a couple minutes a day and they work. They work. I have realized goals by doing this. So these visualization, I'm going to talk to you about manifestation. And then we're also going to talk about, I'm going to take you through how you should be looking at your calendar Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, in order to achieve this vision, this mission, this intention that you want. Okay? All right. Listen, thanks so much for being here. And I will see you all back here tomorrow at 12 o'clock p.m. PT. All right. Yeah, Gail, can't we all use the caffeine boost? That is like the fuel for the day, fuel for the fire. All right. Have a great day, everybody. And we'll see you back here tomorrow at 12 p.m. Bye.